So Nahid, when did you actually know that you wanted to become a singer?
Yes, I think you'll be very amused to know that I was only 3 when I knew I was going to be a singer. How's that? Then you see, you need to ask me a question.
So Nahid, what happened when you were 3 years old that made you know that that was what you wanted to do?
Right. I'm sure that you have seen those old-fashioned radios in the old films. You know, they're like this boxes, and then signals are coming out of them, and you know, they weren't really very, very good sounding. There was a song going on, Noor Jahan's song, and I was singing with the song, and I was imagining, you know, myself, you know, that my voice was coming out of this radio. And believe it or not, you know, I really did think, this is now my voice coming out of the radio. And my parents were in the other room, and I heard my dad say to my mom, "Who is singing?" And she said, "Oh, it's her." And there was a silence, and I wanted to know what he was going to say. So I stopped singing and I'm listening. And he said, "Tell her not to sing." She said, "Why?" And I was really taken aback. "Why shouldn't I sing?" And she said, "Why?" And he said, "Because the servants are listening." You see, these were those olden days where servants shouldn't listen to little girls singing film songs. And also, we were in the area, you know, which is like the old northwest frontier province, the Pakistani area, and they are very, you know, the word I was actually looking for was protective. The Pathans are very protective, you know, towards their women and girls, females, let's say. So he said, "No, she must not sing because the servants are listening." And that was the moment, you know, when I stood there and I was horrified that my father was saying she should not sing. And I thought, "Oh no, Dad, you know, I am going to sing and my voice is going to come out of these radios that are all over the place." That was when the germ of this idea got into me.
So when then did that actually come into play? When did your singing career actually begin then?
At 3 years and 4 months. It is laughable, isn't it?
It is.
But that's when it started. Because my sister was a new kindergarten student in the convent. And the nuns were saying that, you know, she is miserable at school and she just is not settling down. Can you please send a sibling who can be with her so that she gets used to the school? And then you know, this was my elder sister, Kamar, and she later on became a doctor. But she just would not settle down, so they sent me. And the nuns said to my parents, which I found out later, said to my parents that, you know, it's okay, you know, she won't mind because she's just very small, very little. And then she will just go home, you know. They didn't know. Because that's not what happened. When I went there, they suddenly found out because I was singing. I was a singing star right from the beginning. I knew that I was a singing star. So whenever in the nursery, you know, and there was a nun who would play the piano, and very sweet voice, and she would sing nursery rhymes. So I started belting out the nursery rhymes, you know, and she said, "Childs, come here." And you know, she would be on a dais with her piano, and she called me over. And at first I was a little taken aback, you know, a little frightened, But she said, you come here. So I went there, and she said, stand there and now repeat what I am saying. So she started singing some nursery rhyme, and I repeated it, and she really liked what I was doing. And then, from then on, she would so she liked what I was doing. So from then on, she would make me stand on the dais. All the other little students were, we had these square tables, and we had 4 chairs around each table, and these tables were, like different colors, and the chairs were different colors, like they do in nurseries even now.
Sure.
And they were sitting there, and I used to be standing there, and I used to be singing to them nursery rhymes. Of all the things, nursery rhymes. But I was a star. I mean, did I answer your question? See, that's when my career started.
And then as it evolved then in your teenage years, what exactly transpired at that time?
Yes, it's even before the teenage years.
Okay.
Because teenage was when I started actually singing professionally. Okay. But even before that, we, they asked me to ask my dad for permission to sing in the church choir. Because even in the choir they needed good voices.
Sure.
So I asked my dad, and he said, yeah, sure, you can go and sing. So I used to lead the choir as well. And then later on we did a play, Alice in Wonderland, and wonder of wonders, I was Alice. And Alice had to sing 7 numbers. But this Alice sang 14 numbers because nobody else could sing like I sang. So the nuns would really get frustrated, and in the end that nun, that music teacher nun, she said, that's it. She said, this child is going to sing all the songs, and you, child, will stand in the wings and you will sing for the other characters. So this play was rehearsed. We had Miss Bucaro. She was from England, and she was the one who arranged everything and rehearsed with us, and this was a play which the public, it was open to the public, and the public actually bought tickets, and they used to come to the play and watch it, and it ran for 7 days. And can you believe this, that for those 7 days I was a star, and my career had already started. And a child, who's got all these aspirations, she suddenly really starts thinking that, I'm on stage. Look at all this, the hall. The hall is full of people. They're listening to me. I'm belting out my 7 songs, but I'm also singing 7 other songs from the wings. Right. By the end of those 7 days, my voice was hoarse.
Oh, I'm sure.
But somehow I just carried on. I really loved it. I enjoyed the experience, I tell you. So that's, my career actually started when I was 3. And after that,